folks, another weekend. We are heading back up to the cottage. As you can see, the weather's pretty terrible. We've stopped outside the famous Rowanlea. It's our halfway stop from Edinburgh to Strontian. So we're just gonna get some hot chocolate, some sandwiches, and off we go again. We may have a problem when we get to the ferry because the winds are so strong up there that we may get diverted, but we'll see when we get there. So of course the one advantage of the Rowanlea is that there's a couple of restaurants here, the petrol station and the little shop. Now if you're a camper and coming up to the Highlands of Scotland and stopping here, the little shop is really good because it's got all the camping gear you will need. So this is hot chocolate, Rowanlea style. So we've got our soup now. Now we're going to head up north.
John, they're scared.
Me, that's a strong wind.
You need to start slowing down, John.
Well, as you can see, the ferry's struggling there, but hopefully we can get on, otherwise it means a journey of another hour and a half. Well folks, we've arrived safely, but I can tell you what, there's a storm kicking up here. We were lucky just to get over on the ferry there, but we need to get the stuff off the car and into the house very quickly. This is what happens when the winds pick up here. Uproots entire trees. So as you can see, we're just getting on with the kitchen. We spent all night building the kitchen. We ran into a snag that we're busy overloading the electricity supply for this house. So we're gonna have to put a new fuse board in. And there's a lot of problem with electrics in this house. Wires going here, there and everywhere that we don't know what the function of them is, but anyway, we'll get that problem sorted a bit later. Well folks, it's now 3:30 in the afternoon. It's getting dark now. We're still faffing around with the electrics, but I'm just going to let George carry on with the electrics now because I have to finish off the tiling. Hopefully I can get all the tiling done by tonight. Okay, you can carry on talking to yourself.
I was wondering why you were fucking standing there quiet.
George, save you some time. Oh, no.
Well, that's another weekend finished. It was a very, very quick weekend. I managed to get my tiling done and George managed to get some of his electrical work done. Unfortunately, we have to head back down because my son is moving down to England and we're going to have to help him settle into his new house. Now, I reckon at this rate it's going to take us a month or two before we're completely finished. There's still quite a bit of work to do, but we'll get there. So just to finish off this weekend, here's a strange one. Do you believe in UFOs? Well, last night about 10 o'clock, directly behind me, there was a bright orange light in the sky. Now, it wasn't Mars. Mars normally situated in that direction, so I know where Mars is. This was slightly larger, slightly brighter. And I was watching it for a few minutes, and then suddenly another light shot from this orange light and shot high up into the sky. Now, it happened so fast I couldn't even film it. There's nothing I could do about it. So it's just one of those things. I had to chalk it down to something that's unexplained. Anyway, as we're working late into the night, we are in and out of our sheds, and about 11 o'clock that night I saw the very same light start flying up the loch very, very slowly. Now, you don't know what it is. It's just a bright light. Even if you video it, you can't see anything. It's just a light moving. Anyway, it took about 5 minutes for this light to move up the loch, and as it got above my head, I would reckon it was about cloud level. 6 lights flashed on in a semicircle shape directly above me, and that lasted for about 10 seconds, and it just switched off and just disappeared. Very, very strange. I don't know what it is. Now, I must say that the military do train you an awful lot. They do low-level flights down the loch, but to see lights like that in the middle of the night, very strange. Now, just in case you think I'm completely crazy, I'm going to show you some video footage I took last year while we were down the east coast of Scotland. And these were RAF jet fighters actually chasing orbs through the sky, and vice versa. At some point it seemed like the orbs were chasing the RAF. So yes, there's some strange things in our sky. This could be government related, this could be ET related. I haven't a clue, but it's interesting anyway. Now folks, we had a bit of excitement today. Yesterday we went out to Preston Mall out in East Lothian. I was actually doing a small vlog on the Outlander series that was filmed there, and we were going through our photos and video today, and my wife told me, oh, she shot a strange object in one of her photographs. And naturally I just laughed at her. I said, yeah, it's most probably a bird or a bee or something that's flown in front of the lens. Now, I'll say this, while we were at Preston Mall yesterday, the jets were flying very, very low. And they were buzzing the area all afternoon. Now, I didn't think anything of it because they do fly a lot there. But a friend of mine that was with us remarked that it's just as well that he didn't send the drone up, because even if he had only sent the drone up about a couple of 100 feet, it would have hit this jet because they were flying that low. Anyway, I had a quick look at the photograph, and yes, it did look really, really strange. You can actually clearly see a disc in the picture, and I thought, I wonder if that's appeared in any of the video that I took. So I scrolled through the video and nothing, absolutely nothing. Didn't see any planes, didn't see any anomalous objects. Then I thought, no, hang on a minute, I'm going to replay this slowly. So I put it in slow motion, and there it was right in front of my eyes. You can see jet fighters buzzing through the sky, and either preceding them or following them, you can see some objects doing some very strange maneuvers. Now, my first thought is maybe these are insects, but I've studied my footage for a few hours now, and I can actually discern the insects, the little bees and flies that fly in front of the screen. You can make out wings, you can make out streaks. Whereas these anomalous objects that either preceded or followed the jet fighters had actually completely different flight behavior. In one of the scenes you can actually see it splitting in half and then later joining up with itself again, and in another scene you can actually see the thing doing a full loop in the sky, and all of this happens within a split second. I mean, it's very, very fast. If it wasn't for me slowing the footage really down, you wouldn't even know. Very strange. I've actually sent this footage off to a site in the UK called Beams. I'll put a link in the video, and they've put it up in their site now. So yeah, interesting. Well, it's not conclusive proof of UFOs over Scotland. It's definitely strange. Well, I'm gonna let George drive home today. I want to film some of the scenery to be able to show you. When I'm driving up and down, I have very little chance of filming. So I'm gonna try and do some filming, especially when we go through Glencoe, one of the most stunning parts of Scotland. Behind me is my trusty old bashed up Berlingo there, more than 10 years old, and I can tell you I can't fault this car. It has hauled so much rubbish and junk up and down the country, and it has given me very little grief, so I'm very happy with this little van. Anyway, we're going to get going now. 3.5 hour journey, but at least the sun's out and it's a very pleasant day. Once again, very warm for this time of year.